This is the BG Climbers for the week ending 4/19/2023. This list is put together every week by Michael Alexander. I'll include links in the description below if you want to take a look at the list. I did miss last week because the list came out a little bit late, and usually if it comes out too late in the week, I don't have time to film it, get it done, so I just end up skipping for that week. Number 10 this week is Masters of the Universe, one of the two He-Man games that were kickstarted. I think one was exclusive to the United States, and the other was exclusive to non-US regions based on licensing. Anyway, this game is a medium weight game, maybe a medium light game, done by Simon. And I didn't personally back it because it didn't look maybe heavy enough to back on Kickstarter. Also, with the I guess Simon issues with shipping on the Marvel Zombies, it kind of scared me away. The game, obviously has a lot of miniatures, and they look pretty good. It is cool that it's He-Man, and you can get the Cassowary skull and paint Skeletor and He-Man and stuff, which would be cool. But I haven't even painted the stuff I wanted to paint, so I didn't consider backing it for those reasons. As far as mechanisms, I think it's a cooperative, or let's see here, it's cooperative game, yeah, which did intrigue me. You can also do a one versus many, which I'm less excited on. I feel like one versus many games tend to have issues with them, but I guess the hidden movement games work best as a one versus many. Anyway, will this game end up getting in the top 100? I think it's too early to tell. I think a lot of people are liking the game, but I haven't seen a huge pickup of the game. I don't know if it's coming to retail or not. I don't know if they have a retail license for the game. I think in general, though, the reviews have been pretty solid for the people that have played it so far. Obviously, the people that kickstarted it and play it right away are probably going to be the most interested in the game. And the ratings tend to diminish after that. So we'll have to see, in the coming weeks if this stays up here. So Masters of the Universe, the board game, Crash for Eternia. Number 9 is Frosthaven. So one interesting thing is, after a huge uptick, it's really slowed down. So I don't know if that's just the delivery slowing down. Possibly the retail edition isn't available yet. But this is clearly going to the top 100. It's already at 155. And I think the only question is, how high does it go? The ratings have been declining a little bit. So in general, like if we look at earlier, it was 9.5 and above, come down to low 9s, but that's still, assuming it continues at this rate, would still put it easily into the top 10, if not in the top couple or number 1. So let's see how it holds. Sometimes these games start out really strong and then start to diminish as the ratings rack up. It does need to get quite a number of ratings to get into the top handful of games. Number 9, Frosthaven. Number 8, Distilled. So we've talked about this one before. Holding pretty steady. Now, it's also gotten a decent number of ratings. I almost feel like the pickup of ratings has improved over time, although the ratings come down, or the average rating has come down for the new game, for the new ratings, which tends to happen anyway. I think we need to wait a few more weeks just to see if the ratings continue to pile on or if it dies down over. So that is number 8, Distilled. Number 7, Darwin's Journey. So this is another one that we saw a little while ago, and it has actually been doing better than I expected. This is a game I decided not to back out of my, I guess I limit myself in Kickstarters every year. And also in terms of the, I don't know. I try to go after games that maybe aren't going to come to retail or have some unique thing that makes me really want to back the game. As far as Darwin's Journey, it didn't meet those criteria, and it did look interesting, but I wasn't sure what the maybe what the game was going to be when when it came out. So it does look to be doing pretty well. I think, assuming I don't know if it's going to have a retail version or not, but assuming it goes to retail, I think this has a decent chance of hitting the top 100. Number 7, Darwin's Journey. Number 6, La Famiglia, Famiglia, Great Mafia War. So the cover doesn't look like a Great Mafia War. It looks like I guess some people riding on a scooter with a baseball bat, I guess burning down build or a house in Italy. And this is interesting. So a pretty heavyweight game with a, I don't know, almost a splatter looking cover maybe from Capstone Games. And in the 1980s, a merciless battle raged in Sicily that would later go down in history as the Great Mafia War. Different mob families fought with and against each other for supremacy in southern Italy. Interesting. 2 versus 2 game to take control of Italy. And let's take a look at some of these pictures. So it's kind of, I feel like the artwork could have used some work on this game. It almost looks like, I'm surprised it's published by Capstone Games. Usually they have some pretty decent graphics design and artwork on these games. But I guess I guess the color scheme fits with the box cover, and probably the artwork was done by the same people that are, that built, that, or I guess the same person that did the cover art. Asymmetric abilities, two versus 2 hours. Let's see, a really good game. Tough subject matter. Maybe not so surprisingly good game I was first at doubt with, trying to do area control on a map. So I don't know. I'm gonna guess that this one's not gonna end up in the top 100 at this point. I think it's maybe too heavy of a game, and the team aspects I think typically don't do well. Most people want a cooperative game where everyone's playing together, or a every free for all, basically everyone versus everyone. Number 5, Monster Hunter World, the board game. So this is another board game based on a video game IP, which have been doing pretty well. This is another game I didn't back. I guess it was during this period of time when all these Monster Hunter style games were coming out on Kickstarter, and I was like, I don't know which one's going to be the best. So I just didn't back any of them. This game did look good. I kind of felt with the fact that it's based on the board game, or based on the video game, probably wasn't going to be as good of a board game as some of the other ones. Oh, just a second. Okay, sorry about that. So the Monster Hunter World board game, I don't know. I don't think it's probably going to go in the top 100. I think that the other Oathsworn game, I think that one is probably the best game of the lot, which I did end up deciding to get this time around. So this is number 5, Monster Hunter World, the board game. Number 4, for Northwood, a solo trick-taking game. Now this is interesting. I didn't think a solo trick-taking game would even be possible, much less gathering like pretty solid ratings. Take a look at this. So this is I guess it re-implements another probably solo trick-taking game. It's a lighter, medium weight, like medium lightweight game-ish. I do kind of like the graphics design on, like the style of creatures, and I am intrigued on how it works, being a solo trick-taking game. But I guess it was a print and play, so I could just, if I'm really interested, I could print it, try it out, and if I liked it, I could buy this game. As far as the top 100, probably not going to make it. It's a solo game for one. it's a medium lighter weight game. And so even if it's good, it's probably not going to be the top 100. But this is one of the more intriguing games I've seen. From I guess from a print and play this year. So I'm interested in checking it out. As for Northwood, a solo trick taking game. Number 3, Jerusalem Anno Domini. What is this? Manage resources and gain influence to sit near Jesus at the Last Supper. This is done by Devere, who's done a lot of like, I guess, ancient themed games or even like Renaissance themed games, and they typically have some pretty good graphics design. This definitely fits with the. It kind of looks like the Last Supper to me style, and see how the game. Okay, so this is a, I guess, medium heavy game. Worker placement, solo solitaire is a 1 to 4 players, so you can play at one. Religious theme, and basically you're worker placement game, so it's going to work the same way as most worker placement games. So it doesn't look like this has come out in the United States yet. It's getting generally positive reviews, so I have a feeling we'll be seeing more of this game on this list. It's obviously too hard to tell, but it does fit a lot of criteria that could, have it do pretty well if it's a solid game. So we'll move on to number 2, which is Earth. We've seen this game before. As I mentioned, it's on Board Game Arena, which I've played it a decent number of times. I think it's a solid game, but I think that Arc Nova is better, and I think that I would probably not want to play this game in a physical setting, just because of the way the card placements work and the amount of different abilities that you have to trigger, and you have to remember which ones to trigger. Fortunately, on Board Game Arena, it does all that for you. So I find it a really solid implementation, but it is a game that I just don't think would fit with uh, me wanting to get it. That's number 2, Earth, and number 1, Hegemony. Lead your class to victory. So this is a Kickstarter that I backed and I got in the mail. I haven't opened it up yet, but it is a very heavyweight game, 4.04. I would say this is one of the heavier games I've seen recently. It basically plays best at 4, my understanding, and that is the whole interaction between these different I guess groups in some country, I think. And basically you're playing as I forget the exact ones, but you're basically playing as like the capitalists and the middle class and uh what else they had. I thought they had the state as one. I thought there was like maybe a corporation or a business. Anyway, couple things that attracted me to this game was I felt like the graphics design looked pretty good. I thought the theme was unique from a game perspective, and I typically like the heavier games, even though I guess most of the people I played heavier games with are a good number of them have left town, so it's a little bit harder to get one to table, especially a 4-person one. I could definitely get 3-person in. Anyway, this game I'm expecting to be decent. I don't feel like it's probably going to get uh, into the top 100, just because it is a very heavyweight game, and from the uh, stuff I've uh, read about it, it looks like it was a solid design, but maybe didn't quite make it into the really great. I'm still excited to give it a try at some point, and hopefully it does at least live up to my expectations of being a solid game. Maybe not top 10 game, but solid heavyweight game. There you have it. That is the BG Climbers list for the week ending 4/19/2023. If you like this video, please like and please subscribe, and please take a look at our other videos. Thank you.